Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Delta Report. Here's the thing. We have never been in a period like this before in human history. And, we're going out. What happened was is really it's very complicated and it's very simple at the same time. In 1914, in around that area, they started the U.S. Federal Reserve Central Bank. And the way it was structured and set up originally to begin with was a Ponzi scheme. So it was structured bad to begin with. Now moving over to Europe, we got the European Central Bank and we've got the European Union. It was put together pretty good, actually, the European Union, with one exception: the euro. What they did was, and the big mistake that they made was, is the euro has an equal value in all of these different countries like Spain, Italy, Portugal, Greece, and Germany, and it's the same euro all across. But the countries weren't on a level playing field to start with when they knitted it together. So they knitted it together on a level playing field. It's almost like, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like if you guys are going to build a house, and the guy come in and put the foundation in, and it was 6 inches higher on one side of the foundation than it was on the other side of the foundation. Say the guy was completely, wasted when he come in and put the foundation in, and it wasn't level. Well, then your whole house would not start out correct to begin with. And this is the way with the euro. It was ill-fated to begin with, So we've got two things that are part of the major structure of the Western world, which is the European Central Bank and the European Union, and the United States Central Bank, the Federal Reserve. Two things that were put together originally and they were structured wrong. It's like a bad foundation on a house. Well, what are you going to do if you've got a bad foundation on a house and you want to really repair the foundation? It might be worth it to tear the whole house down and then work on the foundation and put in a good foundation. The good foundation for the United States, what was really helping us back in those days, after 1914, what was keeping things in check was the gold standard. In 1971, Nixon come along and closed the gold window. And that was the end of things going along good. At that point, doom was sealed in. At that point, when the gold standard went away in 1971. Now we're getting to the point where they cannot keep this Ponzi going any longer without exponentially expanding the money supply. So now what's happened? 6% of the oil for the entire world has just been snuffed out. Gone. It's gone. 6% of the oil for the entire world. Gone. Now I'm waiting until tomorrow to see what happens. I think personally that it's going to be a wild ride this week. Because the situation that caused 6% of the world's oil to disappear is maybe not over. It might get worse. It might move to 10% of the world's oil or 15% of the world's oil. And if that happens, you're not going to be able to fill up your tank unless you wait 5 hours in line, and then when you get there, you're going to pay 4 times what you're paying now if this situation were to escalate. And don't think it can't happen. In 1973, what I'm talking about just now did happen in 1973. Just do a little bit of your homework and you'll find out that in 1973, OPEC did an oil embargo in the United States, cutting off supply. And the result was people had to wait 4, 5, 6, 8 hours in line to get one tank full of gas, and it cost them 4 times what it had cost them a few weeks prior. Also, a net side effect was the stock market fell 50%. 50%. 50%. So Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be watching Bitcoin very carefully to see what this does to Bitcoin. Whether it's going to shoot. I'm going to tell you right now, Bitcoin's been going sideways. You know, this is going to have an effect. And actually, I'm going to go and take a look at it tonight, see what it's doing tonight even, because Bitcoin, you don't have to wait till Monday with Bitcoin. It runs all the time, runs 24/7. Let's check in and see what it's doing tonight. Haven't checked it yet today, which is unusual. Generally, I check it 3 or 4 times a day to see what it's doing. Anyway, this is definitely going to have an effect on gold, silver, and Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. What just happened this weekend. Definitely going to have an effect. And it's going to have a profound effect upon everything you buy. Everything in the store, everything that comes off of a truck, even a truck has to ship it to you, it costs money. It costs money in oil. This is an oil-based economy that we live in right here, right now. And so if the oil price goes up drastically, you're going to see all consumer goods go up. Not only that, we're already seeing price increases coming in from these tariffs that are in place. China has put in certain things that as far as the United States wants China to do certain things, and China has already put their foot down and said there's certain things we won't do. In other words, and they've come to a deadlock because China's not willing. China would have to lose face on some of these issues in order to get a trade deal done. They'd have to lose face, and they don't want to lose face. Now, who's really winning this? This tariff. And you know what? It's morphed now. It's morphed. And this is another positive factor for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency. Huge positive factor is this tariff business that's been going on for the last year or so or more, and it's increasing in intensity, has morphed now into a currency business. China just embarked on a new stimulus program. You could go to China tomorrow and step off an airplane, and everywhere you look, you're going to find infrastructure programs that have just basically stalled. You can walk down the street there and you'll see infrastructure programs. You'll see empty buildings that still have the crane on them, but no windows in them, and the air kind of blowing through, and it's kind of a creepy feeling if you go inside these empty Chinese buildings. Everywhere. They've built and built and built, and these were the good years. Well, now the whole Chinese economy is starting to shrink drastically, and China's going to pump the money to it. China now has just went over the hump into stimulating their economy with money. They're just printing it. Now, what's that going to do to the Chinese yuan? What's it going to do to the yuan? Well, of course, it's already broken past the 7 barrier. 7 yuans to the dollar. It's already went past that now. It's going to go to 8, 9, 10. So now, what that does is it makes Chinese imports, it negates the tariffs. So what does America have to do? They have to weaken their dollar. What's the best? They have to weaken their dollar. It's very important. So how do they do that? How do they weaken the dollar? Well, first off, if oil prices go up, that's going to weaken the dollar significantly. Well, first they need to sit down around a table and figure out how to get oil prices up higher. Now, the next part, getting the dollar down in value, is lowering interest rates. Well, lower them down to 0. Negative. Let's go negative. Everything to get that dollar weaker. Because now this has become a currency thing between us and China. And it's a big deal. Because China has been labeled a currency manipulator by weakening the yuan. Now, we have to weaken the dollar. Or we're not going to be competitive. on world trade. They have to. This is not something they want to do. Now, sit back and think. You got these countries in a race to the bottom with their fiat currencies. As fast as they can. First one country weakens theirs, and then the next country responds and weakens theirs. And then the next country next to them weakens theirs. Because it's a race to the bottom. And what kind of an environment is that for gold, for silver, and for cryptocurrencies when people see all around the world, not just here in America and in Canada, but also in China, in every different country, they see the currency in a race to the bottom. Their currency, their savings in the bank in a race to the bottom. How long do you think it's going to take before it sinks in and they say to themselves, hey, you know what? Man, these currencies are losing value fast and the prices are going up daily. All of a sudden, it's going to be a shocking scenario where everybody on Earth just suddenly dawns on them the same idea. The same idea. It's going to dawn on them. And also, there's going to be world problems in the world. While we've got this inflation, this really profound inflation, we also have a stagnant, if not economies that are going into recession at the same time. And this is going to create what's called stagflation. So here we go. We got all these situations coming in, and they're just opening up the door for a new world reserve currency, something of value that people can put their faith in. So what's going to be the answer with all of these countries? What's going to be the answer is to do some sort of a reset or create some sort of a new dollar or some sort of a new fiat currency. And they think that they can fool us because once we lose confidence, they think they can recreate confidence by issuing some new digital fiat currency. Well, here's the thing. When this confidence is lost in these fiat currencies, that confidence is going to be transferred into something else that's going up in value, which is going to be cryptocurrencies, gold and silver. We all know that's what's going to happen. Those are going to be going up in value. So the confidence is going to be transferred over, all the people on Earth, over into gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. Then how on earth do they think that it's going to get confidence back by them creating a new fiat currency that's digital? A new digital dollar or whatever. They think they're going to get the confidence back. I'm here to tell you guys something. We're not that stupid. They might think we're that stupid, but we're not that stupid. We're going to drop these new, whatever they create, new digital dollar or whatever it's called, we're going to drop it like a hot potato. And we're still going to rush in to what's really going up in value, which is going to be like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Right? We're still going to be going after that like crazy, even more so than ever. Well, their new digital dollar is going to fail. Then they're going to really panic. And it's going to suddenly dawn on them then that the only way that they can get an actual fiat currency of value anymore is to disengage it from being fiat. That just by decree is not going to make the people want it anymore. The people are going to say, hey, what's it backed by? Otherwise, the people are smart enough to know. They're going to say, hey, what's it backed by? And the government's going to say, well, it's not backed by anything. And the people are going to say, we don't want it. It's going to fail. And they're going to be in a crisis. They're going to have printed these fiat currencies into infinity and beyond, and they're not going to be worth hardly anything at that point. They're going to be in crisis because they need to have a currency. Every country needs to have a currency they can rely upon. And heaven forbid, they don't want Bitcoin being the currency of the United States. I mean, if we go into some sort of a banana republic, and Bitcoin takes off to the moon and our currencies fall down to the ground, people could actually start putting their trust in Bitcoin, we trust and stuff. They could start switching. It could be transferred over. Now they're going to have to get that faith back. There's only one way they can do it. I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit here for a minute or two. They have to back their currencies with gold. Or silver. Or Bitcoin even. They have to back them, though. It's not good enough anymore for them to come out and say, this is by decree. We're on to that now. And so when they back these currencies, say they use gold, and this is probably where they're going to go. They're probably going to use gold. They are going to have to reevaluate the amount of currency units to gold. And this is going to make gold worth an awful lot more than it's worth right now. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Remember, if you guys are into cryptocurrencies, that's okay. But don't forget about gold and silver. And if you guys are into gold and silver and you don't like cryptocurrencies, maybe you should. Maybe it's time you took a second look at cryptocurrencies. But me, myself, I like all three. Gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. I think they're all going to make really good. I think what's going to go down in flames is the fiat currencies. Bye-bye, guys.